Okay, so there's a fight on the undercard at UFC 309 that I think should be on the main card. Chris Weidman and Eryk Anders. Now, Eryk Anders fights at middleweight and has fought at light heavyweight before. Definitely a win some, lose some kind of guy. But I have met him in real life. He's a really cool dude, you know? And then you have Weidman, the first guy to knock out Anderson Silva. And then he beat him again in an even more gruesome way. But then you fast forward, and we get the worst MMA karma coming to Chris Weidman, where his leg became rubber after he threw a kick on Uriah Hall, and he was out for a long time after that. He comes back and, lasts the distance, but then fights again and shocks us all. We never thought he was going to win a fight ever again. I'm going to be honest and raise my hand thinking after an injury like that, even if you're fighting non-ranked dudes, good luck ever being the same after an injury like that. Weidman proved us all wrong. He got his hand raised, and now I think, honestly, this is a step up for him as Eryk Anders. Because, Eryk Anders, okay, he's lost before against some really high-level guys, but he has beaten some people trying to break in. So we know where he's at. In fact, honestly, if Shara isn't taking the Kevin Holland fight yet, I would say Eryk Anders or Chris Weidman, depending on who wins this, should fight Kevin Holland next. Because if Weidman, let's say Chris Weidman beats Eryk Anders, which I honestly have Weidman as my underdog on this one, he could potentially fight Kevin Holland and at least have like a marketable payday, fight someone in the current now. And then even if Eryk Anders beats, Weidman, Eryk Anders goes up and fights Kevin Holland, because Eryk Anders should be fighting someone in that realm where, Kevin Holland's been very vocal about not fighting for the title and just kind of showing up and getting paid, which is, it's okay. It's whatever he wants. Whatever he wants to do, if he wants to stay as a gatekeeper and get paid that way and live out his career like that and live the dream, he sees his career in the UFC as a blessing still, despite no title ambitions. Who am I to say, no, Kevin Holland, you can't do that? I mean, I would encourage any fighter who doesn't have title aspirations to retire, just because, personally, I would if I was in that position. You're just taking more head damage and you already got the clout. You could probably do some more paid promotions and live off of all that. So I applaud Kevin Holland for going in. But I digress. Whoever wins this fight, honestly, Eryk Anders, I favor in this fight because he's beaten some dudes at middleweight. But he's also fallen short. He's that perfect test for Weidman, where if Weidman gets it raised and wins, gets the W, why not give him one last good, really solid payday? Because whether Kevin Holland is top tier or not, you know what I'm saying? He's still marketable. And that's still one final send-off for Weidman. But that's what I got to say. Man, I got to say, as someone who remembers the prime years of Weidman and how he was the dude for a while, after an injury like that, no matter what happens in this next fight, I'm proud of him for coming back against like a really gnarly injury and still having a little bit of a twilight of a career left that he's riding out. But peace.